Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste. The description of physical appearance of the goddess Shri Tripura Devi from feet to head has reached up to the face now. Shashi Shakala Sugandhi Tambula Paripurna Mukhi Sumukhi. This is the 10th verse, a short verse. Paripurna Mukhi. O Devi, your face is bloomed with elation because of Sugandhi Tambula, chewing the Tambula, that is the highly flavored and aromatic betel leaves added with Shashi Shakala, the powder of refined camphor used as a soothing fragrant for chewing along with the Tambula. Shashi means moon, but it may be noted that all the epithets of moon are applicable or used for camphor also in Sanskrit. Then Sumukhi, the one who has an enchanting face. O Devi, who has an enchanting face, which is further blossomed with delight on account of chewing Tambula added with the powder of Karpura, that is refined camphor. Then the next 11th verse, Bala Pravala Prabha Adharatalopanta Vishranta Danta Dyuti Dyotita Shoka Navapalla Vasakta Sharadindu Karanikara Sandra Prabhe Suprabhe Devi. This verse is the portrayal of the lips and teeth of the goddess. Bala Pravala Prabha Adharatala. You have lips that are shining like Bala Pravala, that is tender coral, and also Upanta Vishranta Danta Dyuti, the row of your teeth that are adjacent to the lips are luminous like Sharadindu Karanikara Sandra Prabha, like the silvery white fluorescence of the autumn moon. Sharadindu Ashoka Navapalla Vasakta, reflecting on the tender buds of the red Ashoka flower. That is, the shining white teeth and the adjacent lips are like the silvery moonlight falling on the tender buds of red Ashoka flower. Then Suprabhe Devi, O Devi who shines with great resplendence. The meaning of this verse is, O goddess who has magnificent glow, you have beautiful lips of tender corals, red color and brightly shining white teeth, and they appear like white moonlight falling on the red buds of Ashoka flowers. Then the 11th verse, Vishwakarmadi Nirmana Vidhi Sutra Suspashta Nasagra Rekhe Surekhe. This is the description of the nose of Divine Mother. Nirmana Vidhi Sutra is the line of a plumb bob for determining perpendicularity while constructing with bricks. Nasagra Rekha, the nose line of Devi, is perfectly straight, suspashta, perfectly straight like the Vidhi Sutra of Vishwakarma, Maya, etc., who are the architects of gods. So the straight shape of the nose is compared to the thread of a plumb line here. Surekhe, O the one who has perfect body lines, body shape. Surekha means superb body shape. Next, the first sentence of 13th verse is the description of the cheeks of the goddess. Kapolatala kanti vibhavena na vibhanti nashyanti yanti dhavanti tejamsi cha tamamsi cha. Kapola tala means the surface of the cheek. Kapola tala kanti vibhavena, by the grandeur of the resplendence of your cheeks, tejam sicha, all those objects that are bright by nature, tamam sicha, and the darkness, shadow, dimness, etc., na vibhanti, have been rendered useless, and therefore nashyanti, yanti, dhavanti, they have been vanquished, and so they have vanished and gone. That is, your cheeks are so radiant that all the luminous objects have lost their brightness in front of it, and the darkness, shadow, smokiness, etc. have been anyway quelled. This figure of speech is called Virodhalankara in Sanskrit poetics, a contradiction, because saying both light and darkness are subdued is mutually incompatible, right? Now the 13th verse, a long one. Vimalatara taralatara tarakananga leela vilasollasat karnamolanta vishranta vipulekshanaakshepa vikshipta ruchi rachita navakunda neelambuja prakara paribhushita shavakashe sukashe. Here, what is described is the glance, the fleeting look of the goddess. Taraka is the iris of the eyes, which is also known as Kaninika in Sanskrit. It is both Vimalatara, Taralatara, pristine, pure, and also ever moving. Why is it ever moving? On account of Ananga Leela Vilasa Ullasat, relishing in the romantic sport of frequent glancing of Lord Shiva, who is close to her. And how are the eyes? Vipulekshana, wide open, broad eyes, which are extended up to the base of the ears, Karna Moolanta Vishranta. And by those frequent glances, Paribhushita Asha Avakashe, the sky and the quarters appear to have been decorated by Akshepa Vikshipta Ruchirachita Navakunda Neelambuja Prakara, by the exquisiteness of the fresh jasmine buds, Navakunda, and blue lotuses, Neelambuja, thrown over the sky, Vikshipta Ashavakashe. That is, the beautiful iris of the goddess is like the dark blue lotus, and the area around it inside the eye is pure white in color like fresh jasmine buds, and the frequent glances of her long and beautiful eyes are like throwing those flowers, that is blue lotus and jasmine, over the sky. And Sukashe, oh, the one who has natural brilliance. Next verse, Chalad Bhrulata Vijita Gandarpa Kodanda Bhange Subhange. This gives the description of the eyebrows. Chalad Bhrulata, by the sportively waving eyebrows, Vijita Kandarpa Kodanda Bhange. Kandarpa Kodandam means the bow of Manmatha, the bow of Cupid, and it has been defeated and broken. Subhange, who has lovely bodily gestures. That is, O Devi, who has attractive body gestures, your eyebrows are in perfect curvy shape, excelling the beauty of Cupid's bow. There is a name in Sri Lalita Sahasranama which describes the Divine Mother's face as the mansion of Manmatha and the eyebrows as its archways. Vadanasmaramangalya Grihatorana Chillika. Here it is described in a different manner. Next, 15th verse describes the third eye of the Devi, the eye on the forehead. Since Parashakti is not different from Paramashiva, as both of them are united perpetually, the third eye wearing the crescent moon are all common to both of them. Milan Madhya Mruga Nabhimaya Bindupada Chandra Tilakayamana Ikshanalankrita Ardhentu Rochil Lalate Sulate. Chandra Tilakayamana, like a tilaka applied with camphor. Chandra also means camphor. It was earlier mentioned that all the epithets of moon apply to camphor also. Ikshana, the eye, that is the third eye, which is Milan, joined with Alankrita, and is also seen embellished with Madhya Mruganabhimaya Bindu Pada, the central circular dot, tilaka of musk. Mruganabhi means musk, kasturi, which means the tilaka applied on the center of the forehead is just close to the third eye, that is just below her third eye. Ardhentu Rochillalate, and its rays are scattered over your half moon shaped forehead. Again, Sri Lalita Sahasranama also says that the Divine Mother is Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Daligasthala Shobhita, that is, her forehead is of the shape of moon on its 8th digit, that is half circle shape. And then Sulate, one who is highly scholastic. What is described in this verse are the half moon shaped forehead of the goddess and her third eye, which appears to be rising like a vertical tilaka of camphor over the circular dot, round tilaka of musk at the center of her forehead. Then the 16th verse, Lasadvamshamani Jalakantarita Varachalat Kuntalantanugata Kundamalanushakta Brahmat Brahmara Pante Supante. Curl of hair is described in this verse. Lasad Vamshamani, the shining bamboo pearl. Vamshamani is the pearl obtained from bamboo. It is described in Sanskrit classics and literature that the pearl is not obtained, is not only from the oysters in the sea, but also from the musk of an elephant, clouds, boar, conch, fish, snake, and bamboo, with different colors for each kind. Of course, it is nothing but a poetic imagination. Jalakam is an ornament. It is a single layer or sometimes multi-layer chain hung above the forehead from the center of the head on both sides up to the top of the ears. So, Lasad Vamshamani Jalaka means the Jalaka ornament made of shining white bamboo pearls. Antarita. Antarita means covered, means enshrouded. Enshrouded by what? Varachalat Kundala Anta. Beautiful moving ends of curly hairs. Kundala means bunch of curly hairs or hair coils. Anugata, and those hair curls resemble what? Kundamala Anushakta Brahmat Brahmara Pankti, groups of bees humming around garlands made of jasmine flowers. So it's a metaphor where the dark hair curls are compared to the black bees and the Jalaka ornament made of pure white pearls to the jasmine garland. And Supante, O Devi, who is surrounded by devoted followers. Pankti means row of your devotees. Next, 17th verse is the description of the crescent moon that is adorned on the head. Vahad Bahala Parimala Manohari Navamalika Mallika Malati Ketaki Chambakendi Varoda Dara Mandara Malanu Sangrathita Dhammilla Murdhavanadhendukara Sanchayoyam Gaganatala Sancharoyam Yashas Chatra Rupaha Sada Drishyate Te Chive. Mala Anusangrathita Dhammilla. The hair beautifully knotted and tied with floral garland. What kinds of flowers in that floral garland? Bahala Parimala Manohari. The flowers that carry great fragrance such as Mallika, jasmine, Navamalika, a kind of Carolina flower, Malati blossom, Ketaki or the aromatic screw pine flower, magnolia flower, blue lotus and superior Mandara flowers. Murdha Avanadha Indu. And on the top of the hairdress, the crescent moon is exhibited, and Kara Sanchaya Ayam, the white light of that crescent moon falling on the hair, tied up like a dome, Drishyate, resembles or always appears like what? Gaganatala Sancharoyam Te Yasas Chatra Rupaha Sada. The form of an umbrella of your perpetual fame, glory and honor, Yasas Chatra Rupaha, which drifts over all the three worlds. So the overall meaning is like this. The hair is beautifully tied with garlands of various aromatic flowers. The crescent moon that is tucked into the hair is spreading its pure and wholesome white light all over the head or the dome-like hairdress, and it looks like an umbrella of your endless glory and honor that is spread all over the three worlds. Then Shive, O Devi, who is Shiva himself. Next is the 18th verse. Yasya madhurasmita jyotisha purna harinanka lakshmihi kshanaakshepa vikshipyate tasya mukha pundarikasya kavibhihi kada kopama kena kasmin katham diyate. This is the description of the sweet and bright smile of the goddess. Madhurasmita jyotis. Purna harinanka lakshmihi. Harinanka means moon holding the mark of Harina, that is the deer. Purna Harinanka is full moon. Purna Harinanka Lakshmihi, the eminence and the grandeur of the full moon, Kshana Akshepa Vikshipyate, has been diminished or impoverished by Yasya Madhurasmita Jyotisha, by the radiance of whose sweet smile, Tasya Mukha Pundarikasya, the lotus face of that goddess, Kavibhihi Kada Ko Upama Kena Kasmin Katham Diyade. How, with what comparison, with what means, in what manner, and how better can the poets describe that smile? The meaning is, how can poets even get an imagination of comparison with anything, the brightness of divine goddess's graceful, lovely smile, which has nullified even the glory of delightful moon's light? That means the beauty of her charming smile is beyond all kinds of comparison. With this, the description of face is over. We shall see the rest of the description in the next part. Till then, Namaste.